All right, let's get back into it. All right, everyone, let's settle in. We're closing out this deep dive into Come As You Are.
A manual that frankly sounds more like a meditation guide than a biology textbook.
That's the beauty of it, though. Look at how she starts this section. She's giving physical instructions. Flick upward from just under the head of the clitoris. But then she immediately pivots to the mind. She says, don't try to make it change.
That's the core of it. Notice and observe what happens to your body. Don't try to make it change. It's so anti-performance. It's the opposite of that perfect girl vibe I was mentioning earlier.
It's basically saying, if your brain starts worrying away at anxieties, notice that too. She's basically telling you to treat your intrusive thoughts like annoying pop-up ads. Just acknowledge them and close the tab.
Exactly. You can worry about all that some other time. But man, the part about the breathing, she says, periodically check to see how your breathing is, relax your abdominal muscles. It's so physical. It's a somatic trick.
It ties back perfectly to what you discussed regarding the dual control model. That you're holding your breath, you're unintentionally slamming on the brakes. You're signaling stress to the system.
And then she gets into this graduated exposure thing. It's almost like social anxiety therapy.
Yeah, look at this. If you're learning to orgasm with a partner, do all of this alone for a week, then do it with a photo, then a phone call, then in the room but far away.
That is a bold strategy, Cotton.
It's bold and systematic. She's literally deconstructing the threat of the partner's presence. She's training the nervous system to expand its comfort zone in increments.
It's smart. It prevents the system crash that happens when you try to jump straight into the deep end without the proper driver updates.
But wait, this part in the appendix? This is where it gets truly esoteric. She calls extended orgasm a kind of meditation.
A meditation? I thought we were talking about sex, not sitting on a cushion in a monastery.
No, listen. She lays out this exact scale. You start at 0, no arousal. You go up to 5, then back down to 1, then up to 6, back to 2.
It's a rhythmic oscillation. It's like modulating a signal.
Exactly, and then she hits the 9.5. She calls 9.5 the bittersweet, screaming edge of orgasm.
Well, that's certainly a way to put it.
But look at the skill she's teaching. Taking your foot off the accelerator without putting it on the brakes. You have to ease the tension away without triggering the off switch.
That is high-level stuff. That's like trying to balance a spinning plate on a stick while walking a tightrope.
Is actually very much like the directed attention I've been trying to even practice lately. You aren't trying to stop the movement, you're just regulating the intensity. She uses this beautiful metaphor. She says you become like a bathtub where the tension is trickling in at the exact same rate it's draining out.
And if it drains too fast, you drift away. If it trickles too fast, you overflow.
I mean, if that's the definition of success, I'm in. There is no such thing as failure here, only different kinds of success. That's a punchline for my next set.
But it's so much more than that. Look at her final claim. She says practicing this ecstasy is as good for you as vegetables, jogging, sleep, and breathing. She's framing pleasure as a fundamental pillar of health, not a luxury or a bonus feature.
It's the final patch for the software. The idea that we don't need to fix our bodies, we just need to learn how to inhabit them without the buggy narratives of shame and fear.
Even if I'm still limping like a Victorian orphan, I can respect the science.
The bathtub. May we all overflow eventually.
On that note, we'll leave you there. Thanks for walking through this with us. And we are officially done. The book is closed.
I don't know if I'm ready to let it go. I feel like I'm still processing that final thank you from her. It was so raw.
A swollen feeling around your heart. That's a heavy way to describe gratitude. It's more than a polite note. It's almost like she's overwhelmed by the weight of all the people who helped her build this truth.
Or she just didn't want to deal with the awkwardness of getting on her knees in front of her mentors. I'll just write a list instead. Relatable.
But look at that list of names, though. It's a lineage. And then you flip to the About the Author, and you see the credentials of PhD, the Kinsey Institute, the clinical training. It's this incredible bridge between hard empirical data and, well, what Emily was saying about the heart.
It's because she's a researcher and a practitioner. She's teaching people to live with confidence and joy inside their bodies. And then wait, I'm looking at the notes now. Even in the citations, she's still fighting the same battle.
Is she? I mean, it's just footnotes, right?
No, Paco, look at note 1 under anatomy. She literally calls out a copy editor.
Oh, I love this. A copy editor in 2014 writes, so which is better? Bigger distance or smaller?
And that is exactly the bugly software we've been talking about. Even the people trying to document the science are still accidentally using that old, comparative, judgmental language. They's trying to turn a myth into a measurement.
It's so frustrating. She says, far from helping women live with confidence and joy, such misdirected analysis only makes people worry that their genitals are wrong. It's like the error is embedded in the very way we try to be accurate.
It's like when I'm trying to learn a new magic trick and I keep focusing on the wrong finger, and I end up just making myself look stupid.
But she catches herself too. She admits that even she sometimes gets too caught up in the science and loses sight of the person. That's a huge moment of vulnerability. It's like she's saying, I'm still debugging my own brain.
Speaking of debugging, look at note 10, the part about intersex surgeries. This is this is heavy.
Yeah. She links the UN Special Rapporteur's report, calling these normalizing surgeries torture.
Torture? I mean, I knew the medical field could be intense, but that's a massive claim.
But it's more than her claim, Paco. She's citing the United Nations. She's pointing to the loss of sexual sensation, pain, incontinence, and lifelong depression. It's an example of what we discussed earlier, the idea that the problem isn't the body itself, but a broken, violent attempt by the world to force the body into a standard that doesn't exist.
It's the broken world theory taken to its most literal, most terrifying extreme.
It makes that whole software update metaphor feel so much more urgent. It's about how do I orgasm better? And how do we stop the world from physically mutilating anyone who doesn't fit a narrow, arbitrary script?
Man, that's a lot to carry into a Tuesday.
It's a lot. But then, look at the very end of the notes. Note 7, she comes back to the accelerator and the brakes. She talks about asexuality.
And she says it again, the most important thing, there is nothing broken or wrong.
Right. Even if the accelerator's just less responsive, it's just a different organization of the same parts.
Well, if the universe is just a series of different organizations of the same parts, I guess I can stop worrying about my crooked ankle.
See, everything is fine. We're all just varying configurations of the same cosmic code.
I think that's a beautiful way to end it.
Yeah, I think it is. We'll see you all next time. So, we've moved past the how-to and into the actual citations. This is where the author, Emily, really lays out the architecture of her argument.
It's a heavy list. I mean, looking at all these names, it's like a bibliography for a dissertation on why the world is exhausting.
Hey, it's exhausting and scientifically backed. Look at note 13, Gottman, Science of Trust. She's pulling in the heavy hitters of relationship science.
It's more than that, though. Look at note 14. This is the one that really tripped me up when I first read it. She's talking about how context changes how the midbrain responds to stimuli.
Yeah, she brings up this study on chronic back pain. It's fascinating. She says that when people with chronic pain directed their attention to the burning sensation on their skin, it hurt. But when they directed their attention to the pain in their muscles, the heat actually felt good.
Wait, what? So the sensation didn't change, just where you were looking.
Exactly. Where we focus our attention is part of context.
That is so powerful. It's like, if you're stuck in your head, criticizing your body, you're literally changing the sensory input of your own skin. You're making the burn more painful just by the way you're observing it.
That actually reminds me of something I read recently. There's this whole thing about the neuromechanics of pain. How the brain doesn't just receive a signal, it interprets it. If the brain has a history of pain, it can turn a simple sensation into a full-blown alarm.
So my dramatic reaction to this morning's coffee being too hot is just my brain being functionally efficient?
Exactly. But look, she uses this to bridge into the vagal brake in note 6. She's talking about the neomammalian vagus nerve. She says that in a healthy system, the brake is linked to the accelerator. When life hits the gas, the brake disengages.
Which is why we can't just relax when we're under stress. If life is slamming the gas on responsibilities and deadlines, the body cannot release the brake. It's biologically impossible.
So the software update isn't just about changing your mindset, it's about trying to convince your nervous system that the gas pedal of life isn't actually a threat.
It's like trying to tell a tiger that the car chase is actually just a fun game of tag.
But she gets even more granular with the emotions. Look at note 16. She's pulling from Panksepp and Biven. She lists these primal categories: seeking, rage, fear, lust, care, panic/grief, and play.
See, that's the software I'm talking about. It's more than I feel good or I feel bad. It's these deep archetypal drives. It's like she's looking at the code of our limbic system.
And then she admits she doesn't even know if we have a universal definition for them. Nor is there a universally agreed on definition of what an emotion or a motivation is.
Well, that's a relief. I was worried I'd have to study for a test to understand my own feelings.
No, but she does make a distinction that I think is crucial for the update. Look at note 18. She uses a shortcut metaphor. She says, when I talk about a person's experience, I say, you want, know, or feel. But when I talk about affective motivation, I say, your brain wants, knows, or feels.
That is such a smart way to keep the subject and the hardware separate. It's the difference between you choosing to eat a snack and your brain craving the dopamine hit.
It's the distinction between the user and the operating system.
I think I'm finally starting to understand this code.
It's a lot to take in, but it all leads back to that one central idea. The context, the way we focus, the way we breathe, the way we view our own biology is what determines whether the system is functioning or just crashing.
Yeah. It's about moving from being a victim of the buggy code to being the programmer.
Just don't expect me to write any Python for this.
We don't need Python, Jane. We just need to learn how to breathe through the 9.5.
On that note, we'll see you all next time.
Let's take 5 before my brain officially hits a 404 error.
I'll help you reboot. Let's just jam for a second.